Sometimes it's not. I always come back. I am Chucky, the killer dog, and I don't want to give that up.
Spirit Halloween is probably the most widely known holiday retailer in the US. They have over 1,000 locations this year, and there will be 1,500 open this year. They always take over abandoned buildings like Toys R Us, Kmart, and really any dying business. Even weeks later, you might see an orange sticker peeled on that window saying Spirit Halloween coming soon, because they are literal scouts for store closings. But anyway, they open every year as a temporary store and close in early November. And these stores literally rack in millions of dollars from their fan base and everyday customers that you'll see in those stores to this day. And every single year, they are known for their costumes, exclusive accessories, decor, and their animatronics, which have kind of been made their staple over the past probably 10 years. And it has been quite a staple for them. They're always known for extravagant lineups of clowns, ghosts, really anything scary. They can make an animatronic of it if they think about it. They're not the only ones in the industry, but with their kind of a fan base, they still lead quite ahead in the industry. And every year, they always make a ISE or a theme, and they display the animatronics in it. I'm probably going to show a recording of their ISE this year, which is a carnival. And so they have a cast of unforgettable animatronics, and it's such a good store. And every year brings new animatronics and new memories for the whole family's scary season. And one year, though, was just unmatched and worse than all the others. And now we're going to be talking about that today. No, that's not 2020. It's not anything else. It's the year that we got leaks for the Spirit Halloween mold. It was that year, but it was 2021. Now, talking about any year for Spirit, this is a really interesting year that is almost forgotten at time, but people argue about it to this day. Now, you see, every year has a new lineup of animatronics, and the fan base doesn't seem too much to care about the costumes. They just beeline to the animatronics. And the costume stock pretty much never changes. They get some new licenses for costumes sometimes, but it's pretty much the same, and you can depend on the same stuff in the Spirit every time. But the animatronics are pretty unpredictable in the store, and where they're set up and everything. But what if I told you that some of you people that are new may never have known this in the community, but 2021 was quite a bad year. You know, 2020 was the pandemic and all, and it was pretty sad and scary. But Spirit managed to open somehow. People always complain about how it was kind of a weird year. But I'm sorry, they did really good for what they had, and I don't care about your ranting. But it was actually a pretty good year for what they had on their plate. And 2021 was not an exception for how they dealt with it, but it was just a really bad year. If you're wondering why 2021 was such a bad year for their animatronic lineup, then I'll just explain. It wasn't the animatronics themselves, but it was the shipping on these things. You know, 2021 would have been probably one of the coolest years, if not the coolest, in Spirit history if everything worked properly. Because here's the thing, animatronics were being shipped to stores in very small quantities. Coming right out of COVID-19, the animatronics couldn't ship properly because the shipping was just really messed up in America. The shipping things out of country and in country. It was just a big mess in 2021 recovering from what had happened with the pandemic. And so, for stores to get their proper stuff, it was kind of a hassle. Let's just say most of the stock probably went to the flagship store to make sure it was stocked for, I think it was the first grand opening event they'd ever done. That was big. So it was important for them. But at the same time, the individual stores got it really bad. They got the really bad end of the stick. So, if you didn't know, 2021 had the bad shipment issues in the store. So the ISE was really cool. It was the Halloween Factory, the Carbomatic, and it just, oh my gosh, it was such a cool ISE. I can't even explain how cool it was. The stores were literally laid out so amazing, but the problem is each store had like 5 props per store per year. REC, but just looking at the front ISE from Spirit this year, you can almost double that number. It's pretty bad. And to think that many props is how many props a school store had for the whole year is pretty crazy. Now, sometimes stores would get a little overpowered and they get more than that. I swear, you would be literally like scraping the edge of the bowl. You know when you do that with food? That's what you were technically doing in a Spirit to look for animatronics. You were just looking in every random corner of the store, even in costume sections, just to find a jumping spider. Like, there was no animatronics in the whole store. Maybe there was 1 or 2 in the ISEs, but that was very minimum. I remember my store had Buzzsaw, which was so rare, oh my gosh. I can't believe they even had that. But, you know, it's just really sad that stores couldn't get the props on time. Seeing empty shelf after empty shelf, and seeing an empty ISE and an empty store felt really weird and liminal and ambient compared to the normal atmosphere of Spirit. And it really felt weird considering the fact that, well, you know, Spirits are supposed to be empty maybe on November 1st and 2nd, or maybe Halloween, because everything's being clearance down up to 50%. But when it's normal prices and it never can even enter the door to be stocked, that's just really sad. But talking about the animatronics that year, they were really revolutionary and incredible. We had some literal amazing bangers here. We have some of the most realistic faces in the industry made this year, like on Evelyn Leach. Some of the most amazing licenses brought to retail, like Beetlejuice. And we even had some really creepy characters like Buzzsaw, and just a lot of other things, like the first servo prop of all time being Grimm being produced, and also probably retail's most innovative jump scare of all time, Mr. Dark. It was just such an amazing amount of Halloween props that were being made that looked so amazing, but you just couldn't see them in the store. It was pretty sad, because there was a lot of filler props that had to be set up and set that were pretty stupid. Like Pippa's Jack you'd see in every store. I swear, you'd see him, you'd see just like jumping spiders. You just see like, I don't know, all sorts of crap, and it just felt so empty. Guess what? 2022, stores were stocked up again, but with some really weird animatronics like Young Crouchy, so they were pretty bad. But anyway, stores were really stocked up in 2022 again, and at least they got better from the last year. But still, 2021 had such opportunity, and was such a cool year, but sadly, it was kind of ruined by shipping. So that is why 2021 will go down as Spirit Halloween's worst year. Anyway, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and bye.